Welcome back, travel bugs! Today we're taking you into Mývatn, a town in the north of Iceland, and we're going to be exploring one of the most unique and breathtaking volcanic landscapes in Iceland and possibly the world, the Hverfjall Crater Rim Hike. We did this in October of 2024 on a cold and freshly fallen snow day. Bearing through the cold, the snow gave this place a magical icy touch. We'll take you through the whole experience of the hike in the next 10 minutes and tell you some fun history, show you the views, and what to expect if you're planning this while doing the ring road. The loop trail we're going to do today actually circles the entire crater rim and is about 3 miles in total, and that includes the rim walk up and down.
Okay, this is the start of the hike. There is a pay zone here, contrary to what people say on the thing. You can use the bathroom, so this is the pay zone information. It's just freshly fallen snow. This is the first time you're hiking in snow. So, this is the geology viewpoint. A few different hiking trails that you can do. So right now we're here. You can go around, and then I think you can actually go down to the lava field. All right, let's go.
The initial ascent is a bit steep, but it's a steady climb. With the fresh snow, or even in general, it can be a little bit slippery, so take it slow and steady.
Look at how fresh and deep the snow is. Wow. Wow. The sun is setting over Mývatn in Iceland.
Hverfjall, the crater we're about to hike, was formed in a powerful volcanic eruption almost 3,000 years ago. It involved both magma and water, and it was known as a phreatomagmatic eruption. When the two mixed, the resulting explosion created this 400-meter wide, almost perfectly rounded cone that we're about to explore up close. So from the sign that we saw posted a little bit earlier, it tells us that the crater reaches about 80 to 180 meters above the surrounding area. And it's actually the largest of its type on the planet. The diameter of the rim is over 1,000 meters or 3,300 feet. And it's the southernmost end of an 1,800 meter long eruption rift. And it was created about 25 to 3,000 years ago. And actually in this area, it overlooks a lava field and quite a few different hiking trails. So if you have the time, you can actually explore a lot of this place. So right from the start of the trail, it feels like we're stepping onto another planet. With the fresh snow that just dropped the night before, the contrast between the white blanket of snow and the black volcanic rock beneath creates this dramatic landscape. It looks a little bit different if you're going in the summertime, so just look at videos of that. But if you're actually debating whether it's worth it in the cold and the snow, it absolutely was. You can actually do this hike in about 2 or 3 different ways. The easiest is just climbing to the top of the crater from the parking lot, which is what most people do, and that's about a 15-minute walk up and a 10-minute walk down. So with some photos, you can allocate maybe about a 30 to 45-minute trip for this total. The second way to do this is to actually climb up and then do the perimeter hike, which is what we did, and it took about 1 to 1.5 hours. And then the very last one to do is to actually combine this hike with the Dimmerbergier lava fields nearby, and then to trek to and from there, which is about 5 or 6 miles. And it is a lot longer, but it is not advisable to do this in the snow unless you're really, really prepared and start a little bit early. So it may be an option if you're looking into this in the summer, as long as you wear ample bug repellent and sunblock to combat the midge flies. When we talked about the Dimmerbergier lava fields, you can actually see it from here. It's a little bit to the south of the crater, And according to local folklore, Bergier was actually believed to be home of the trolls. So it's adding a little bit of Icelandic mysticism to the landscape, and we'll actually explore that in a later video, so make sure to subscribe to see that. So some history of Mývatn. So Mývatn actually means midge lake, which is named after these small flies that swarm here in the warmer months. If you've been on Reddit and seen some pictures posted from tourists, these flies can give you some gnarly bites. And they're very small, so you may not even notice getting them until much later. From what we read, they're harmless, but the bites look atrocious. But luckily in the winter months when we went here, or the cooler climate months, we didn't have to worry about any bugs. Mývatn sits in a highly active volcanic area and is known for some spectacular geological formations that include lava fields, hot springs, and craters. You can easily spend more than 2 or 3 days exploring the area and still have things to do. But we only had a day here, and so one of the things we did choose to do was this crater hike. One thing to keep in mind is please stay on the protected areas and don't climb down anywhere or try to walk too closely to the edge that is not a path. And this is to preserve Iceland's beauty, given the volcanic rocks can be fragile, but it's also for your safety. Since some of the footing might not be as sturdy, you do not want to fall because it is quite a deep fall. So Hverfjall, like much of the Mývatn area, was actually shaped by volcanic activity from the Hverfjall volcanic system, which is a large volcanic field in the north of Iceland. Eruptions from this area created everything from the lava fields to the unique rock formations, which you actually get a great view of from the top of Hverfjall, especially as you're walking around. In the snow, it's a little bit hard to make out which piece is what, especially if this is one of the first things you're going to be doing. But if you bring binoculars or kind of know the area a little bit better, you may be able to spot it. Hverfjall became famous because of its nearly perfect circular shape, and it's one of the best preserved of its kind in the world. So even though there may be other craters in this area, this is actually one of the only ones you can hike, and this is the one that is almost perfectly symmetrical, if you call it that. As we finish up this loop around Hverfjall, it's easy to see why Iceland is known as the land of fire and ice. The crater combines elements of both with a fiery volcanic past and now this layer of wintry, icy layer of fresh snow. It's just magical. So thank you so much for joining us on this winter adventure around Hverfjall Crater. If you enjoyed exploring this volcanic wonder with us, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more travel adventures around Iceland and beyond. Let us know in the comments if there are other places you'd like to see a video on. We'll be doing the Ring Road and our itinerary, where we stayed, what we ate, recommendations in a later upcoming video. So subscribe.